We just finished dividing up our pocket, and now we finally get to deal with this little spot right here that is folded under. So what you'll do is you'll take your shears and you're just going to cut a slit even with the seam allowance. So you kind of look on the inside of the pocket, there's that little slit or that seam allowance right there. I'm going to cut straight out to the edge. So now I've made just a little cut right there. I'll do the same thing with the other side. Okay, so I cut both of those, and then we are going to flip our fabric over. So now I have the wrong side facing up, and just trimming up a thread there. And what you're going to do here is you're going to turn your fabric back 1/4 of an inch. Measure it, nice and measured right there. 1/4 of an inch all the way down. And just like we did on the top of the pocket, we're going to do a double turned hem. This time it is 1/4 of an inch double turned hem instead of 3/8. So it's a little bit smaller of a hem to work with. I've turned it 1/4 of an inch, and now I will grab my pins and turn it another 1/4 of an inch and pin it in place so that I can sew it. So 1/4 of an inch again. And just stick a couple pins in. Pin to sew, and you will be top stitching along that opening right here. And you'll repeat that with the other side. Once again, we will be top stitching the fabric. So I am going to lay this side that I just folded a double turned 1/4 of an inch hem. I'll slide it under the presser foot, lining the opening of my presser foot up with the folded edge that I'm wanting to sew down. I'll drop my, drop my needle, drop my presser foot, and I am going to reverse. I did have my pin in at a very strange angle there, so it's a pretty narrow seam to work with. That's probably why my pins are in kind of diagonal. It's just easier to get them in. When I get to the very, very end here, I do want to be careful that I don't accidentally run in to my pocket, so I'm actually going to pull the pocket down underneath just a little bit out of the way, and I reverse back to the end, and I'm done. So I will repeat that on the other side. I'll go ahead and do that now. Top stitch along the other side. This time I'm starting at the top of the pocket. Same line, I'm just watching this opening, this little slit in the presser foot. It's like a little gap or a space, and that lines up with the edge of the fabric.